Now on 4 News Now at 6, crime is forcing another business to leave downtown Spokane. What Mayor Nadine Woodward says the city is doing to keep people safe.
A double serving of winter weather on the way. I'll help you plan your weekend around the snow showers in your First Alert forecast.
And a Spokane County Commissioner hopes to drive the north-south freeway before he's 6 feet under. His message to lawmakers about the decades-old construction project. You're watching 4 News Now at 6 o'clock. Another business is closing its doors downtown after 19 years. The Man Shop says it's had enough of crime and homelessness in the area. The owners say it was a tough decision. Ultimately, safety of their staff and the loss of clientele helped them make the change. The Man Shop is located downtown on 3rd and Division, 1 block up from what used to be a Starbucks. The coffee shop closed because of the same problems. And back in January, Redemption Church, right between the two, said it would also be relocating. The barbershop was going to relocate to South Regal off 44th near the Ace Hardware store. Vanessa Perez explains why the Man Shop says it's the best decision and what the city is doing to curb crime.
Barber I spoke to says clients are being harassed and people are even sitting outside asking for money. The staff here simply don't feel safe. The owner is now fed up and relocating out of downtown. Sounds of cutting and styling hair will turn to silence in this building.
I know about downtown is probably the best thing we've done.
Owners say homeless are making it hard to do business. It's even lost clients because of the problem.
Come in sometimes. A lot of them are really nice. Some of them are more aggressive. It's just been really bad down here.
Master says he's seen the homeless hanging out behind Redemption Church, sometimes even starting fires.
At nighttime, I'm usually the closer, so I'll take out the garbage and stuff because a lot of girls don't feel safe going to their car, stuff like that. And a lot of times I'll walk them to their car also, just because we have a lot of people walking about like in the parking lot at night.
Down a block at SCE Fitness, the owner tells me he's had no serious problems. He takes a different approach to dealing with the homeless.
There's also a lot of people that just want to be listened to, and I think that's the key is, for us to kind of take our time out of the day, no matter what that is.
Meanwhile, Mayor Woodward says 2021 police reform laws spiked crime. The city says it's addressing those impacts.
One of the things we're doing is emphasis patrols in that area. And that has been very, very effective. We also changed our police staffing model, so we have doubled our patrols in the downtown area.
Mayor Woodward says officers arrested 77 people for illegal camping in January. Woodward says she's also advocating for more funding to add more officers to the department. I contacted Lisa Brown's campaign for comment on the problems businesses face downtown. Her camp said she'll begin sharing her approach in the coming weeks, but declined to do an interview with us Friday. Reporting in Spokane, Vanessa Perez, 4 News Now.
Well, most of the snow from earlier this week has started to melt, but we have a few more rounds on the way. Let's send it over to Chief Meteorologist Chris Crocker in the First Alert Weather Center. Chris, how much are we going to get?
Well, we are going to get 2 separate rounds of snow, one tonight into tomorrow morning and another one on the way Saturday night into Sunday. Right now across the region, a lot of our snow showers are beginning to show signs of tapering off, but we're going to get a reinforcing shot of snow showers in the overnight, and that could pile up to 1 inch in the Spokane and Coeur d'Alene area. However, this time of year with these convective snow showers, if a heavier band sets up over your house, you could end up with higher totals. In general, though, up to 1 inch around Spokane and Coeur d'Alene, with 1 to 2 inches overnight in some of the northern valleys. Temperatures, meanwhile, around the region right now, it's 34 in Deer Park, 40 in downtown Spokane, 32 degrees in Coeur d'Alene and Hayden, and it's 31 right now in Spirit Lake. We will be dropping below freezing soon and seeing those snow showers starting to develop. If you're heading out this evening, don't be surprised if you run into some of that snow, and you could also encounter one of those heavier bands through the weekend where you go from no snow and sunshine to graupel or heavy snow in a short period of time, something to be aware of as you travel about. I'll be back to tell you about that next round of snow. It's going to produce even more in just a few minutes. Aaron?
Chris, thank you. Around the nation, high school students in Denver staged a massive walkout to demand an end to gun violence. The East High School Student Council planned the event in honor of one of their classmates. 16-year-old Luis Garcia was shot inside a parked car near the school on February 13th. He passed away on Wednesday. As part of the protest, students marched to the Colorado State Capitol.
I just hope that we can make a real difference here. We have so many numbers and so many people out to support. So I'm hoping that we can really make a change and the legislators will listen to us and make a change.
The students are calling for enhanced cameras and security measures, school resource officers, and limited access to campus during school hours. Gun violence has become the leading cause of death among children in America, according to the Surgeon General. This is not a trend in most developed countries. In 2020, more than 4,300 kids were killed by guns in the U.S. In the UK, 15 were killed, 13 in Germany, 8 in France, and 5 in Canada. Right now, a bill in Washington that would hold gun manufacturers and sellers responsible for failing to make sure weapons don't end up in the wrong hands is one step closer to becoming law. The Industry Responsibility and Gun Victims Access to Justice Act passed the Senate in a 28-21 vote. If approved, the bill would allow the attorneys or families of those killed by gun violence to sue gun makers who market to minors or others not allowed to own guns. Supporters of the bill say the bill helps keep communities safe, while others argue it goes after business instead of holding criminals accountable. The bill is now heading to the House for a vote. The Washington State Department of Health is ending its mask order for hospitals and prisons on April 3rd, saying cases of COVID-19, RSV, and influenza are declining. In a statement, the Secretary of Health says masks have been and will continue to be an important tool, along with vaccinations, to keep people healthy and safe. Even as this Department of Health mask order ends, worker protection requirements by the Department of Labor and Industries remains in place. We have more winter weather on the way. That includes something that looks kind of like snow. Meteorologist Matt Gray tells us about graupel coming up. And the State Department says it's seeing an unprecedented demand for passports. How long you'll have to wait to get a new one, that's coming up.
Four News Now on your time with Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
All paws on deck as Ryder and the crew set sail in Paw Patrol Live, the great pirate adventure. For more information, you can go to PawPatrolLive.com.
Playing First Interstate Center for the Arts, March 25th and 26th. For tickets, visit PawPatrolLive.com.
At Colville Toyota, the pups are always sniffing out a deal that works best for you. Plus, our entire team is customer-focused.
If you want a hassle-free, simple, easy, enjoyable, and quick customer service, take a scenic drive to Colville Toyota.
We're customer-centered and here to help you with the new Toyota car, SUV, truck, and our mix of certified and used vehicles.
Colville Toyota, where it's easy to buy, easy to do business with.
We're your small-town dealership with a big heart.
You may be eligible for a new tax refund called the Working Families Tax Credit from the Washington State Department of Revenue. Those who qualify could get up to $1,200 back. Visit workingfamiliescredit.wa.gov.
Broadway's Tony-winning Best Musical is Dear Evan Hansen. Dear Evan Hansen, March 14th through 19th at First Interstate Center for the Arts.
You will be found.
Find your tickets at BroadwaySpokane.com today.
Create a bedroom sanctuary during the President's Sale at More Furniture.
Get this beautiful solid wood 4-piece bedroom with padded headboard for only $19.99.
Maximize your space with this contemporary bedroom with storage bed and 2-color options for only $19.99.
Or choose this classic bedroom with artisan crafted details for only $19.99.
No matter what your style, More Furniture has the right looks at the right price.
Visit morefurniture.com to preview all the President's Day sale specials.
I'm Chad Young from the Easy Home Buyer, and I pay cash for houses. If you own a house and want to sell it fast for cash, call us today for your no-obligation as-is cash offer. We buy houses in any condition, and there are no fees, no commissions, and no repairs. We buy houses with tenants, fixer-uppers, bare land, even haunted houses. Woo! Call us today or visit us online at theeasyhomebuyer.com.
Pick up the phone to inquire. Call the Easy Home Buyer.
A Florida man's cell phone helped save his life by alerting police when he crashed his car into a canal.
Here we go. We're almost there, bud. Come here, brother.
The deputies used longitude and latitude coordinates from the phone to find the man. When they arrived, they said they could hear his cries for help coming from inside the nearly submerged vehicle. They jumped right in and rescued the cold and injured man. He told the deputies he crashed after swerving to avoid an animal in the road. Also new tonight, spring break season is here, and airlines are expecting the busiest spring travel season ever. And if you're going abroad, you better have a passport ready. Wait times to get one are up. ABC's Gio Benitez explains why.
This morning, as spring break and summer travel approaches, a warning for travelers going overseas. With international travel ramping up, the State Department says it's seeing unprecedented demand for passports, and it's causing some massive delays. Maddie Belfiore ordered her passport weeks ago, but did not get it in time for her trip.
I hadn't been on vacation in a very, very long time. I was a caregiver for my mom, and I wouldn't leave her. So when she passed away, I finally decided I have to get away. I didn't think it was going to be a problem. Go to the post office, fill out the application. She hands me the paper. It says 3 to 5 weeks expedited. I paid extra. Then in checking on the passport website, it became 5 to 7 weeks.
She had to cancel everything.
They don't have enough people working at the passport office. They don't have any extra phone numbers where you could call and try to get information, and they have no emails. I had to cancel the flight, the hotel, everything had to be canceled.
So how do you time it out? Well, it usually takes 8 to 11 weeks to get a new passport. But if you pay $60, you can expedite yours. But remember, that may only save you a few weeks.
So definitely apply as soon as possible. Don't go too close to the date of your trip and give yourself undue stress.
And remember, those processing times don't start until the State Department actually receives your application, not when you send it. Now, if you have urgent travel that's within 14 days, you can make an appointment at a State Department passport office and get your document processed. But even if your passport is valid, you should still check that expiration date.
Look at your passport and see when it expires. Many countries won't let you in unless you have 6 months or more valid. And the next thing is, even if your passport is valid, make sure you have enough open pages. If it's a full passport, some countries require entire open pages.
And we should tell you, the State Department tells us that it has increased staffing and is working to hire some more employees to keep up with all of this demand. Gio Benitez, ABC News, New York.
Here is your Saturday forecast. We may wake up with up to an inch of snow on the ground, but most of the day tomorrow will be dry. There's just a slight chance for some of those isolated snow or graupel showers. A high of 41, not quite back up to average, and we're headed the other direction in the forecast. I'll tell you all about it after the break.
Sign up for breaking news alerts with the 4 News Now app.
4 News Now is brought to you by Post Falls Volkswagen.
Wow, you guys really are taking the Zags Win You Win promotion seriously.
Oh, yes, ma'am. If the Gonzaga Bulldogs win the 2023 National Championship, Bill's Heating is going to be refunding up to $6,000 of people's eligible equipment purchases, including yours.
Well, I hope you win.
Yeah, we got this.
Vroom, vroom. Oh, don't worry. I'll make sure to leave plenty of space when I pass by. I think 200 feet is right here. Thank you. That looks safe to me. And if I can't move over, I promise I'll slow down at least 10 miles an hour below the speed limit or no more than 50 miles an hour. You promise? Promise.
We want everyone to get home at the end of the day. When you see vehicles with flashing lights or people working on the side of the road, move over or slow down.
Why is strength training now blowing up across TikTok? Why are so many women turning to it over other exercises? Next week on GMA, you'll see why. Is strength training perfect for you? Plus, Hayden Panettiere live, Monday on Good Morning America.
Hey, have you seen this TikTok family pairing thing?
Yeah, it's a bunch of settings we can customize.
So, like...
So Shauna's parents will be like, okay,
Okay, so I'm thinking 40 minutes of screen time a day. And Shadow's all like, what? I think 60 is fair. Or you know how Ricky posts those 6 solos? Well, his dad's like, these are sick, but they're only sick for you and your friends. Or you could be like, I'm extending your screen time, son, and your curfew.
I don't sound like that. Do I sound like that?
The Alec Murdaugh double murder trial and the untold story of the boat crash that was the beginning of the end of the family dynasty. Next, in Sun Edition, could this boat tragedy have led to the slayings? As the jury deliberates, the new Netflix documentary, The Survivors Who Were on the Boat Speak Out. Then, how this daughter turned her dad's book into a bestseller.
By the end of the day, he had like 4 million views.
Next, in Sun Edition.
Watch 4 News now at 6 and Inside Edition at 7.
It was 39 degrees today. We started the day off at a cool 23. Both our high and our low temperature about 6 degrees below average. Sunset is at 5:38. Not a lot of signs of spring in the forecast. A whole lot of wintry weather to tell you about as we march through the month. 27 for a low tonight with snow showers. South winds at 5 to 15 miles per hour. We are seeing our winds decrease. Tomorrow, a slight chance of showers. 41 degrees for a high. That's as warm as we get for 7 days. Here's a look at our forecast radar. We will see more snow showers happening overnight. Now, these are very spring-like in nature, actually. Cold air aloft with the warmer air at the surface. We could see some brief banding of heavier snow in spots. You're especially prone to see that in the mountain valleys and in the mountains. Here's Saturday at 7 o'clock with most of the snow now into the northeast mountains and North Idaho. We should be dry most of the day on Saturday. In fact, with some sunshine, might even start feeling like spring until the next round of snow comes in Sunday night and into, Saturday night and into Sunday. Here's Saturday at 6 o'clock in the evening, and the snow showers continuing over the northeast mountains and North Idaho. In general, less than an inch of accumulation by tomorrow morning, but then once that is melted off, and in fact will melt even more during the day on Saturday, we're going to add to it. Here's a look at the storm totals, an estimation through Sunday evening. So we do have more snow to fall, and especially on the east slopes of the Cascades with that next round of snow in general around the Spokane and Coeur d'Alene area in the 1 to 2 inch range. And because it is spring, it may not only fall as snow, but also graupel. And with that, those heavier bands can put down a tremendous amount of snow in a short period of time. So keep in mind, if you're heading to the ski hills or driving around some of those mountain areas that are prone to those convective snow showers, that you could end up in whiteout conditions for a brief period of time. They never last for very long, but they can be very intense. Overnight lows tonight will be down below freezing across the entire region. Wet roads refreezing around the region from today's melting. High temperatures in the 40s in Spokane and Coeur d'Alene. That'll be the last time we're in the 40s for a little while. 38 in Sandpoint, 41 in Pullman, and 51 in Lewiston. Here's a look at your planning forecast. Again, just a slight chance of showers Saturday, then more snow Saturday night and into Sunday. Slight chance on Monday, and this is where our forecast becomes a little murky. We have got a very widespread in our computer models in our temperatures for next week. We kind of took the middle ground on this. Stay tuned for those numbers to be tweaked downward. Want to check in with Matt Gray over the weekend, or keep your 4 News Now First Alert weather app handy. Could be an interesting week of even colder weather, Aaron.
Something to look forward to. Thank you, Chris. And as Chris just mentioned, it's not just snow you're going to have to worry about this weekend. We have some graupel too, but what is graupel? Meteorologist Matt Gray is here to explain. Matt.
Yeah, it's an interesting little thing that we see quite a bit around here. If you take a poll, you ask people, what is this? You get a lot of different answers. Hail, some people would call it weird snow, snow pellets, corn snow, I've heard it called before. In the weather world, we call this graupel. So how do we get these fuzzy little balls of ice? Easiest way to do that? Well, we're seeing this pattern right now. Get a big dip in the jet stream come over us. really cools off the upper atmosphere. This creates a much bigger temperature difference between there and down here on the ground. And that causes air in the storm clouds to rise up faster. And this setup, as Chris mentioned, favors convective storms, tall storm clouds with intense precipitation, especially as that ground starts to heat up in the afternoon. That temperature difference gets even higher than it does in the morning. So we do need a little bit of warm air for this graupel to show up too. Not so deep that everything melts into rain on the way down, but not so shallow that we would just end up with snow that would melt quickly. Now, here's the setup of how graupel actually forms up in those clouds. The base of the cloud's mostly made up of supercooled water. It's below 32 degrees, but it's not frozen yet until it hits something, and then it'll snap, freeze on contact. Great example, we get freezing fog all the time. We get that ice buildup in the clouds, especially places like the West Plains. We see that all the time. In this case, supercooled water droplets, they're freezing out of snow crystals, forming up higher in the tops of those clouds. And this creates a fuzzy ball of ice. You can see that microscope view there on the far side of your screen. Lots of air pockets inside. And that is why graupel, it's pretty easy to squish with your hand, but it's also hard enough that it creates a little tink-tink sound when it hits the ground. So you know something's going on out there. In the inland Northwest, you're most likely to see graupel anywhere between October and April, just depending on the temperatures. In early spring, well, this is definitely one of the times that we see it show up most often.
Matt, thank you. You can find weather stories like this one in Matt Gray's weather newsletter, The Brainstorm. Sign up on KXLY.com. Get in-depth forecasting and discussions of the science behind the weather in your inbox every week. Spokane Art School is nestling into its new location, which is just east of downtown Spokane. The school now has more space for its gallery, art classes, and events. Tad Weisnor, the board president, says the Spokane Art School had more students in 2022 than any other year in the past decade, and it simply outgrew its old location in the Garland district.
We're excited to expand our class offerings. We're excited to offer gallery shows we couldn't fit in our old space. We're excited to start doing events again.
Well, it's now on 2nd and Sherman. The school is 3 times bigger and already hosting its first show for Women's History Month. The art school is having a grand opening celebration right now until 9 p.m. You can find food and live music. For more info, just find this story on KXLY.com. The housing market's cooling down while mortgage rates continue to rise. How a housing bust could impact your wallet even if you're not trying to buy a home. And the North-South Freeway has been in the works for more than 70 years. The push to prevent the project from being delayed once again. That's coming up.
Download the 4 News Now app today.
Adventure awaits at Silver Mountain Resort this winter. Enjoy some of the best terrain in the region, only 30 minutes east of Coeur d'Alene, right off I-90. Family, friends, and smiles as big as the wide-open vistas. Relax in a beautiful condo just a stroll away from dining, water slides, indoor surfing, and 84 degrees. And a gondola ride away from our new covered carpet lift, tubing, and acres of snow rider heaven. Your winter adventure awaits at Silver Mountain. Book today at silvermt.com.
Joni here. Before you decide on an SUV, I invite you to see and drive the Volkswagen Tiguan. It's impressive and it checks all the boxes. A roomy interior, plenty of cargo space with remote power liftgate. All-wheel drive, that's important in the Northwest. Solid performance, modern infotainment system with all the high-tech choices. Check out the Tiguan at your nearby Post Falls Volkswagen, the home of 0000.
Here's the latest expansion news from Spokane Tribe Casino. Check out the expanded Caesars Sportsbook, now the largest in the area. With even more room, more betting options than before, and a buddy bar with bar top games. Plus, be on the lookout for the all-new smoke-free gaming area, also coming soon. Grab your lucky charm and play Rainbow of Riches every Thursday for your chance to win up to $1,000 in cash or free play. Only at Spokane Tribe Casino. You just win here.
Home is where you hang your hat, snuggle up, hide out. Home is when you're with the ones you love. It isn't just a place, it's a state of mind. At Idaho Central Credit Union, our home is Idaho. We grew up here, and we're proud to help more Idahoans with their home loan than any other financial institution. Idaho Central Credit Union. We believe home is where you make it.
C is for how cute this sectional would look in your home. U is for you should come down to Kerner Furniture. S is for so much sleep. T is for
This is taking too long to spell.
We don't have to spell it out. We always have a great selection and the guaranteed lowest Lazy Boy prices.
From purchase to delivery, we make the furniture buying process as easy as ABC.
Come down to Kerner Furniture's Customer Appreciation Sale and see the savings for yourself.
Kerner Furniture, nice store, low prices.
4 News Now is brought to you by Shriners Children's Spokane, the most amazing care anywhere.
New at 6 o'clock, mortgage rates are on the rise, cooling the housing market and forcing many buyers to the sidelines. CNN's Ivan Rodriguez explains why and what it means for your wallet.
This is very nice.
House hunters are in a race against rising mortgage rates.
We've definitely been kind of accelerating that timeline.
This week, 30-year fixed-rate loans averaged 6.65%, up for the 4th week in a row and up from 3.76% last year, according to data from Freddie Mac.
Every half point the mortgage rates rise, I think that definitely has an impact on what buyers are willing to do, how far they're willing to stretch on home purchase.
Home buying activity is dropping in response. Mortgage applications fell for the 3rd week in a row, sitting at a 28-year low for the 2nd week. The rising rates connected to concerns with how the Federal Reserve is handling its ongoing fight against inflation.
Here's the master.
While the Fed does not set the interest rates borrowers pay on mortgages directly, its actions do influence them.
Housing is actually a big problem now.
Joanne Weiner, Associate Professor of Economics at George Washington University, says a housing bust would mean trouble for the U.S. economy.
Because it's such a big part of the economy and means so much to so many people working in construction, and then all of the shops that go with building communities.
I'm Ivan Rodriguez reporting.
Also new tonight, take a look at this video of a teen driving a car off a bridge in Minneapolis. It started when a trooper tried to pull the teen over on the highway. Instead of stopping, the driver took off and then tried to get back on, but lost control of the car going off the bridge. You can see the 2 teens getting out of the car, and then they start running away across the highway. Authorities eventually caught and arrested them. The once prominent and former attorney Alex Murdaugh was sentenced to 2 consecutive life terms without parole for the murder of his wife Maggie and their youngest son Paul. When Murdaugh claimed his innocence during sentencing, here's what the judge had to say.
Not have been you. It might have been the monster you become.
The jury took less than 3 hours to come to a verdict. Now Murdaugh faces nearly 100 other charges for his alleged financial crimes. Liquid albuterol has been hard to find, and it's about to get even harder. The drug manufacturer Acorn shut down some of its facilities last month after filing for bankruptcy. It's the only company that made a certain bottled form of the medicine, which is used for continuous nebulizer treatment. Some hospitals have had to delay discharging patients because they don't have enough medicine. The FDA is looking into how the manufacturer's shutdown will impact drug supply chains across the country. A record number of people filed fraud reports last year. The signs experts say you should look out for so you don't get scammed coming up. Plus, the North-South corridor still faces possible delays under Governor Inslee's proposed budget. How a county commissioner and former council member are using some humor to convince lawmakers to speed up the project.
Stream 4 News Now on your TV for free with the KXLY Plus app.
When I was 18, I really wanted to go to college, so I took out some private loans. I kept paying and paying and paying and paying, but they just wouldn't go down. BCU helped me tremendously because they allowed me to rebuild my credit. They really helped me get back on my feet.
There's a new tax refund for Washington workers coming in 2023 called the Working Families Tax Credit from the Washington State Department of Revenue. Individuals and families who qualify can get up to $1,200 back if they meet the income eligibility threshold for the federal earned income tax credit, among other eligibility criteria. Applications open February 1st, 2023. To learn more and find out who qualifies, visit workingfamiliescredit.wa.gov.
Spokane, Coeur d'Alene, are there problems at home? Plumbing problems? Don't panic. Call Platinum. Platinum Mechanical. Platinum Mechanical's experienced 5-star rated team is always available for drain cleaning emergencies. And only Platinum Mechanical offers drain cleaning for the low price of just $76. If you got a problem, go Platinum. Platinum Mechanical. 509-998-5113.
The countdown to Oscar Sunday is on. The nominees tell us what they're excited for on Oscar night and what they're dreading. What had one star wiping away tears and what it's like working with a donkey and a monkey. Don't miss On the Red Carpet.
Daytime's #1 talk show returns to the Oscar stage. Live at the Dolby Theater in Hollywood, California. Monday, March 13th.
Watch the Live with Kelly and Ryan After Oscar special. Only on KXLY ABC4.
The school bus.
The Zach wagon.
Wally.
No matter what you call your car or why you're letting it go, AutoNation will buy it. We're paying top dollar right now. So go to AutoNation.com or come see us for a super easy appraisal. Get paid fast and easy with Zelle. Only at AutoNation, the automotive dealer group with the most 5-star reviews of all time. What drives you drives us. AutoNation.
Nobody likes keeping track of a wallet full of credit cards with complicated rewards categories, and members of BECU don't have to. Earn unlimited 1.5% cash back and no annual fee with the Cashback Visa from BECU. Power in people.
Live from downtown Spokane, this is 4 News Now at 6:30.
County Commissioner Al French and former Spokane City Council member Steve Corker have one thing in common with the North Spokane Corridor project. All three were conceived about 70 years ago. The project's completion could possibly be delayed under Governor Jay Inslee's proposed budget. The concern for this delay caused the two men to take action in Olympia. Tonight at 6:30, Bronte Sorotsky shares the creative message these two relayed to lawmakers and Governor Inslee's latest response to the proposed delay.
The idea behind the North Spokane Corridor has been around as long as County Commissioner Al French and former City Council member Steve Corker have been alive. Recently, they made the plea to lawmakers to get it done so that they can ride along the corridor in the front of a hearse rather than the back.
We're not looking to try and take another decade. You know, this project could be done by the end of this decade. So let's get it done.
French and Corker are among many who have been outspoken about their concern for this delay. The two wanted to send a message that would grab lawmakers' attention.
Well, the North-South Corridor was conceived over 70 years ago when I was and my good friend Steve Corker.
Both say they want to see the project completed during their lifetime and are concerned it might not happen. So they relayed that message to lawmakers in Olympia and snapped a photo in front of a hearse, a car used to transport bodies to do so.
A lot of old people, like Al French and myself, that would just like to be driving behind a hearse rather than in the back of the hearse when this freeway was done.
French says the feedback he's gotten so far shows the two got their message across.
Spent the last 2 days over in Olympia and already getting positive comments about how memorable it was and the point that was made. So we think we accomplished what we wanted to do.
In a January media briefing, Governor Inslee said some projects are proposed to be delayed due to rising costs, a dip in revenue, and less contractors, but agrees that this project is important to Spokane.
What happened is the Department of Transportation, as with many projects around the state, not just this one, have faced several new conditions that have occurred.
And in the meantime, Corker says he's willing to help if needed.
Give me a shovel, I'll help.
Although his original budget would delay this project, Governor Inslee has since said that he would be open to looking at different ways to move this project forward. Reporting in Spokane, Bronte Sorotsky, 4 News Now.
Another construction project you need to know about is just outside of Spokane. Starting on the 13th, crews will begin work on a new bridge over the railroad tracks on West Euclid, just north of Airway Heights. The current bridge was deemed unsafe about 4 years ago. The reason it took so long for a replacement is because it's not owned by the county. The county says once the bridge is complete, it'll make for a much safer drive than the old one.
Existing bridge is not what we'd hope for. It's kind of like a Dukes of Hazzard ski jump, so it's not, what we'd hope for.
The bridge is set to be completed in September.
Well, we could still have some snow on the roads tonight, some snow showers in the forecast. If you're heading out for some Friday night fun, keep that in mind, especially if you're going to be out late tonight. We have snow showers developing late tonight with up to an inch of accumulation around Spokane by tomorrow morning, up to 2 in some of the northern valleys. There's more snow on the way overnight Saturday and into Sunday morning, and then cold weather ahead next week. Here's a look at our satellite and radar right now, and some of those snow showers tapering off as our sun sets and we lose our daytime heating. Air mass is becoming a little more stable, but there's a reinforcing round of snow coming late tonight. Here's a close-up view on the radar. It's not completely quiet. Still some hit-and-miss snow showers up around the Spirit Lake area, but otherwise we're in a nice break. Temperatures around the region, it is 36 in Spokane right now, 34 in Deer Park, 32 at Hayden as well as in Coeur d'Alene, currently 33 in Spangle as well as Cheney. We'll be bottoming out tonight in the 20s, 26 degrees to start the day in Spokane. By the time we're into the 8 o'clock hour, we should be wrapped up with the snow. Just a slight chance of lingering snow showers on Saturday with a high of 41. Not quite up to average. 45 is average, but we're not going to be in average territory for a while. I'll be back with your 7-day forecast plus a ski report in just a few minutes. Aaron?
Thanks, Chris. And Chris, take a look at this. The first flight of a hydrogen-powered airplane was a success, showing zero emissions air travel is possible. The passenger plane took off from Grant County International Airport at Moses Lake, flew around about 15 minutes before landing. This was the first in a 2-year flight test campaign, with hopes into entering the commercial space in 2025. Also new tonight, the Federal Trade Commission has released new numbers on fraud in America. Almost 2.5 million Americans filed fraud reports last year. ABC's Melissa Adon spoke to experts to find out what signs to look out for to make sure you don't get scammed.
Consumers reported losing nearly $8.8 billion to fraud in 2022, according to the Federal Trade Commission. That's more than 30% higher than 2021. Experts say that fraudsters have certain tactics that they use to try to steal your money. They often attempt to play on your emotions.
Scammers, regardless of the type of scam they're using, typically try and create a sense of urgency. Either it's an urgency where something bad is going to happen unless you act right away, or you're going to miss out on something good unless you act right away. The key is they're trying to get you to think emotionally.
Scammers sometimes try to get you to pay them money in ways that are unusual.
Asking you to pay with a gift card or send money through a peer-to-peer app like Cash App or Venmo, or wire transfer like Western Union. Those are really common payment methods that scammers employ regardless of the type of scam that they are running.
And they often stress that the fake deal they may be pitching should be kept secret.
They will often try and isolate you, try and make it sound like you shouldn't tell anybody about what's happening.
So what are some things you can do to avoid getting scammed? Beware of phone calls or text messages from people you don't recognize.
If you get one of those, the best course of action is just not to respond at all. And because if somebody who really wants to get in touch with you, chances are they could probably find a different way to get in touch with you.
Never click on a link in an email or text message from someone you don't know.
That's a very common tactic that scammers use to try and get you to a website where they can obtain personal information.
Also, experts say never make an immediate impulse decision. Give yourself some time to think it through before you send money to anyone you don't know. Melissa Adon, ABC News, Los Angeles.
We have much more coming up tonight at 6:30, including giving you a bird's eye view of what once was the largest waterfall in the world in this week's Air for Adventure. Plus, we have an update from the state B high school basketball tournament at the Spokane Arena. Which teams are closer to winning a championship?
Sign up for breaking news alerts with the 4 News Now app.
4 News Now is brought to you by Washington Trust Bank.
Can't go wrong with Thomas's Bagels.
Mom, your purse is in the fridge again.
Everyone agrees. The talent on the new season of Idol is
ridiculous. I love it.
You're in the dream now.
The best is yet to come. American Idol, new Sunday on ABC and stream on Hulu.
Shine 104.9 is important because you never know where people are really at.
In our deepest, darkest moments that we are looking for a light, Shine is one of those ways for me.
I'm just trying to reach other addicts the same way, and one of the first things I tell them is you need to start listening to Christian music.
You made my recovery possible, and I'm sure you're helping many, many people.
I'm just grateful for Shine. It's such a blessing. There's a way to find hope, and it's just flipping your radio dial.
Drive it home with the Northwest Motorsport Rig. Our great lineup of lenders are offering special APRs all month long. Enter to win daily prizes at nwmsrocks.com/win. Score big with trucks, and more trucks at Northwest Motorsport.
There is still time for amazing savings at More Furniture. The remaining inventory from our holiday sale is all priced to sell, and new stock is arriving daily. It's your opportunity to get the very best in value and style for every room in your home. So go on, create that cozy living room you've been thinking about. Design a sanctuary bedroom, or become the host of your dreams with an immaculate dining set. It's all on sale. Visit morefurniture.com to preview all sales specials.
I love Thomas's English muffins. They really help me make the most of my morning. Do you hear that? Me either.
Next, ET.
So cute!
Our night out with Kerry Washington. Why Scandal fans may want to listen up.
I can't wait for you to see it.
Plus, your backstage pass to Daisy Jones and the Six.
You got the rock star DNA, and it came flying out of you, sis.
Well, that was also extensive rehearsal.
Then.
Only ET is with Morgan Wallen.
It's an ET exclusive.
Home run!
Next, ET. Watch 4 News Now at 6 and Entertainment Tonight at 7:30.
And welcome back. Thanks for tuning into sports. Julia Minnesota alongside Alex Crescenti here at a very loud Spokane Arena for the State B High School Tournament. We're in the semifinal, right, Alex? And that means some of our teams are a step closer to winning that coveted state title.
Yeah, just a day away for the journey being completed for many of the local teams in our area. And one of those squads looking for their first state championship is the Davenport boys, as they go on to win earlier this afternoon, beating Columbia in that semifinal round by a score of 76-52. The Gorillas were led by Tennessee Rainwater yet again, who scores a game-high 28 points. Davenport will play at 9 o'clock tomorrow night. Gorillas looking for that elusive title.
Yeah, over to the 1B girls bracket. Inchelium was taking on Mossy Rock in the semifinals. Right now they trail 49-30 is the score. The winner of that will take on Nibe in the championship game tomorrow.
And we still have some teams looking to clinch a spot in the state championship game tomorrow. And the boys 1B bracket, the top seeded Wellpennant is hoping to advance to the championship game on Saturday. Redskins are going to take on Willapa Valley at 7:15 tonight. And we'll have those highlights for you. Wellpennant coming off a 64-36 win over Cusick in the quarterfinals yesterday.
And finally, the Colfax girls are the #1 seed in the girls 2B bracket. The Bulldogs will take on Warden at 7:15 for a spot in tomorrow's state title game. Colfax is led by one of the best players in the tournament, Bryn McGoy, who scored 34 points in their win over Rainier in the quarterfinals last night. So a big night in high school hoops. We'll have that tonight on Friday Night Sports Extra, but a big night for college hoops as well in the Pac-12 tournament.
Oh, that's right. The Washington State women's basketball team advancing to the semifinals of the Pac-12 tournament to take on Colorado later this evening after coming off maybe their biggest win in program history as they went on and beat number 3 ranked Utah 66-58 to advance there. The win propelled Washington State to a number 8 seed in the NCAA tournament. According to ESPN's bracketology, the Cougars tip off in 8:30 in Vegas this evening.
Yeah, Washington State lost 2 of those regular season meetings against Colorado. Now the Eastern men's basketball team, they are getting ready for the Big Sky tournament. They actually left Cheney today to head over to Boise for that Big Sky tournament. They're the #1 seed in that bracket. They got a first round bye. They'll take on the winner of Idaho and Northern Arizona. We caught up with head coach David Riley before they left to Boise this afternoon, and he said the team is in good spirits and ready to roll.
We're focused on us. When we're playing Eastern Washington basketball, we're the best team in the conference, and so we just got to make sure that we're dialed in on doing what we do and not anything else. And yeah, we're going to sneak a few things in for scout purposes, but we'll know tomorrow who we got to play.
I think we're prepared for the tournament, and it's one game, win or go home, so we're ready.
And Riley was also named the Big Sky Coach of the Year today, and who we just heard from, sophomore forward Steele Venters, earned the Big Sky Most Valuable Player Award. So back here at Spokane Arena, a couple games done. We got a few more semifinal games coming up at around 7:15 or so. We'll have all of that on Friday Night Sports Extra. Alex, what are the biggest things you're going to look for as we get closer to the end of the high school season here?
That's right. Only just a couple of days left in the basketball season for the high school level here, and what we're going to be looking for is how well do they still have their legs. For some of these teams, this is their third day in a row that they're playing a game, I should say. So we how well are their legs fresh? Are they still shooting well? We've seen a couple low-scoring affairs so far in this today so far.
Yeah, we're going to have to catch our breath too, because we've been running around catching all these games for Friday Night Sports Extra. We're going to catch that on KXLY 4 News Now Nightside. It's our final one of the high school season, so you're not going to want to miss it. So stay along with us later tonight. For now, reporting live at Spokane Arena, Julian Minnesone, that's Alex Crescenti for News Now Sports.
Guys, thank you. Well, if you're looking for a change in scenery and a little adventure, we have just the thing. About 100 miles west of Spokane are two geographical wonders, Grand Coulee and Moses Coulee. Carved by Ice Age floods, the area offers miles of hiking trails and views of what was once the world's largest waterfall. And we're giving you a bird's eye view in tonight's Air 4 Adventure.
It is amazing. You're standing on the edge of what was once the world's largest waterfall. Dry Falls is an amazing geological wonder, and most folks come here accidentally and they don't realize that they're standing on the edge of an example of one of the greatest massive flows of water that happened literally in the world. And the Ice Age floods dramatically carved out the land you're looking at. So literally as you drive west of Spokane on Highway 2, you're going to see a land that was carved out down to bedrock from floodwaters, massive floodwaters that poured through here. The last one was about 15,000 years ago, which in terms of geology, that's just a drop in the bucket. As you drop down on Highway 2, it dramatically opens up and you see you call Moses Coulee. And Moses Coulee was eroded away by a similar force of nature.
Moses Coulee is like 50 miles long. In fact, it's as long as Grand Coulee. And it's almost as spectacular, but it's just harder to get to, and not as many people know about it. It's a spectacular place. I've written 2 guidebooks, self-guiding books for people to drive and hike and to discover the Ice Age floods. It's called On the Trail of the Ice Age Floods.
You're usually driving 65 and you miss the landscape here, and you have to get off Highway 2. You are in the heart of the Grand Coulee. And the Grand Coulee is an amazing geological feature that we talk about all the time. And the dividing line between the upper Grand Coulee and the lower Grand Coulee is right here. It is amazing. Beautifully, it is a gem in Washington State Parks for sure.
Here's a look at ABC's primetime lineup tonight.
Download the 4 News Now app today.
Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone in concert. Relive the adventure of Harry and his friends as a live symphony orchestra performs John Williams' unforgettable score with the full movie projected on the big screen. Don't miss this magical live concert event of Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone in concert.
Second show added. Get your tickets now at ticketswest.com.
Bill's Heating and Air Conditioning is your family-owned and operated #1 HVAC contractor in the Northwest. Bill's Heating and Air Conditioning would like to introduce our own carbon reduction program. Buy a new energy-efficient furnace from Bill's Heating and receive a heat pump with installation absolutely free. No hidden fees, no conditions, no exceptions. Buy a furnace, get a free heat pump from Bill's Heating and Air Conditioning. Call today for estimates and repairs.
It's the 36-hour sale at Furniture Row. So get ready, because everything is on sale. Like this unbeatable deal on the Blake upholstered bed, only $3.99. Save big on the Cascade sofa in denim or taupe for only $4.99. Get the 5-piece counter height dogwood dining set for only $5.49. And check out the queen size Summit Firm, easy on the wallet for only $299.99. Plus 4 years, no interest financing. But don't wait. The 36-hour sale at Furniture Row ends Monday the 6th.
It's one of the most remarkable shows in musical theater history. Dear Evan Hansen, the winner of 6 Tony Awards, including Best Musical. Dear Evan Hansen comes to Spokane this March.
Be found.
Visit BroadwaySpokane.com for your tickets.
The countdown to Oscar Sunday is on. The nominees tell us what they're excited for on Oscar night and what they're dreading. What had one star wiping away tears, and what it's like working with a donkey and a monkey. Don't miss On the Red Carpet.
Daytime's #1 talk show returns to the Oscar stage. Live at the Dolby Theater in Hollywood, California. Monday, March 13th.
Watch the Live with Kelly and Ryan After Oscar special. Only on KXLY ABC4.
4 News Now is brought to you by Post Falls Volkswagen.
Oh, March is my favorite month in which to ski. And a lot of people, they're kind of giving up on skiing by this time in the season. I'll try again next year, but you're going to miss out on some fantastic conditions. Forecast for Lookout Pass tomorrow, partly sunny skies, packed powder. They've had 6 inches of new snow, and they're going to get a little bit more overnight. And the winds, after some breezy days, will be quite a bit lighter. Fantastic conditions there. Now, at Lookout Pass, a chance of some snow showers. The best chance will be in the morning and again in the evening. They've had 3 inches of new, reporting powder conditions. Should be a great day, and I think you'll get some peaks of the sun there as well. Silver Mountain has had 2 inches of new snow. Mount Spokane 4, but they've had some snow since then, and we'll get some overnight. But plenty of time for the groomers, if that's your thing, to get things done. Schweitzer Mountain, 1 inch of new snow, machine groom goodness, but they'll get some snow overnight, and there's more on the way. In fact, let's take a look now at the forecast snowfall. This is from now until 9 o'clock tomorrow. So first chair with a fresh 1 to 2 in Sandpoint. Here's 49 degrees north with some new. Less than 1 inch, it says, at Mount Spokane, but we could get some heavier bands there and end up with a little bit more. And then 2 to 4 at Silver as well as Lookout Pass. Most of Saturday should be a break in the snow, so you can just enjoy, maybe even get a little bit of sunshine. That would be nice. And then there's more snow coming in during the day on Sunday. 2 to 4 inches at Mount Spokane, 2 to 4 at Schweitzer, 4 to 8 at Silver Mountain. That's good for the snowpack. And with cold weather on the way, that snow should hold up for the week and into next weekend. And I should mention, a lot of ski areas are starting their season pass sales right now, and this is the best time to get a season pass, and that really is the best way to ski in terms of making your dollar stretch. Few snow showers happening right now. We have more on the way tonight, up to 1 inch of accumulation around Spokane with 1 to 2 in the northern valleys. Then more snow coming in Saturday night and into Sunday. In general, 1 to 2 inches around Spokane. And then some cold air ahead, and it looks like we might end up with another round of snow just in time for next weekend skiing, Aaron.
Ooh, sounds good. Thanks, Chris. Tornadoes, hail, snow, ice, and flash floods, all part of a relentless severe weather system that's been rolling across the U.S. all week. Several states are only beginning to fully assess their storm damage as National Weather Centers issue new watches and warnings by the hour. Laura Aguirre has the latest on the storm path heading into the weekend.
So about that time we heard the roaring, and sure enough, here come the tornado.
That twister tearing through Little Elm, Texas.
one in a wave of reported tornadoes that roared across Texas and Louisiana overnight.
There it was, coming straight through the daggone woods. It looked like Moses was parting the Red Sea.
And this lady said, "My babies are in the car," and she wanted me to help her, and I said, "Let's go." But then all of a sudden, the wind got so bad, I said, "No, ma'am, don't go out."
Terrifying stories, devastating damage. This savage storm front marching through the Northeast through Friday, threatening torrential rain and heavy snow. Several California towns are still grappling with what this same weather system dumped on them earlier this week.
There's no way to walk around. It's up to my neck in a lot of places. Now it's to the point where we're somewhat scared.
At least 13 California counties in a state of emergency. The National Guard mobilized to help road crews clear a path for residents growing desperate amid dwindling supplies.
Folks, we're here for you. We're going to dig you out, and we are coming.
Dig out the truck for the 4th time?
Digging out, but nowhere to go. The forecast promising more snow and rain for these areas through Saturday.
After 7 days straight of it, it's really, really hard to keep going, but we've got to keep doing it.
I'm Laura Aguirre reporting.
Stream 4 News Now on your TV for free with the KXLY Plus app.
Every Saturday in March, you can shoot baskets for cash.
The more baskets you make, the more cash you win.
All winners have 1 minute to make as many baskets as possible.
The player with the highest score of the night wins even more cash.
Make baskets to earn your share of up to $26,000 cash.
More baskets, more cash for you.
Earn entries now playing your favorite games with your Sun Club card.
Get in the game at Chihuahua Casino.
We are Heritage Funeral and Cremation. When you need us, we'll be here.
We are committed to serving your family as we would our own.
With respect, love, and compassion. Heritage is part of a local, community-owned association.
With roots going back to 1888.
And a dedication to inland Northwest families.
That we support by giving back to over 15 community organizations annually.
We're here
when you need us most.
For a limited time only, get a new John Deere 1023E compact utility tractor with a 120E loader for only $199 per month. Take advantage of this exclusive offer for low monthly payments on top-of-the-line equipment that gets the job done, backed by our consistent quality customer service. Hurry in to your local Pape Machinery, Ag, and Turf store today to cash in on these limited-time offers and get your property ready for the spring ahead. Pape keeps you moving.
I mean, enough with the cold feet. It's time to move this along. Take the next step.
I hear you. You're tired of waiting.
Yes.
But at Eyeglass World, you don't have to wait. They're not like all those other guys. They make your glasses right there in their same-day lab.
No waiting?
Mm-mm.
Do you mind if I go?
You mind if I finish your cannoli?
It's all yours, bud.
Bye.
Get 2 pairs of glasses for $89 the same day at Eyeglass World, the world's best way to buy glasses.
4 News Now, breaking news coverage. 2 shootings in just the last 2 hours.
Staying with the story until the danger has passed.
What are you learning about the investigation?
We saw the body of the man Spokane County Sheriff's Office says died here.
The news you need to keep your family safe. Police swarmed the high school looking for a potential shooter.
There are few things more terrifying for parents.
Breaking news coverage over the air, online, live as it's happening. That's what we mean when we say expect more.
4 News Now is brought to you by Rebath Spokane.
Coming up tonight on Nightside, hope is in sight for parents who are struggling to find affordable childcare. What Bill 5225 could mean for you. Plus, why Walgreens says it will not distribute abortion medication in 20 states.
We're going to go back and forth between spring-like and more wintry weather this weekend. If you've got a spring fever, you're going to enjoy Saturday with partly sunny skies, a high of 41, not quite up to average, but we're going to melt some snow Saturday and then bring in more Saturday night into Sunday, 1 to 2 inches by Sunday morning, Aaron.
That's what you call a little bit for everyone.
There, everybody's happy, right?
Well, no one's ever happy all the time.